Hello and welcome to part 6 of this face modeling tutorial series. My name is Ben Morgan, and in this part we're going to start preparing our mesh to be joined together. We're going to fill up all these gaps that we have. All these major loops are going to eventually become one solid mesh. So let's just get started on that. So the first thing we're going to do is start the lips, get them ready for combining, because the lips are one of the most critical parts, since most of the time they have the most geometry, but they're pretty simple, and that's a good thing. You can always go back and add more detail. What is hard is to keep things as simple as possible. So Alt to select this ring right here, extrude with E, and Alt S will scale everything out on their normals, and we're just going to move them and position them. Okay, the top is going to have to go up, and the bottom should go down like that. That's good. It's already looking much better. My computer's being slow. Let me close one of my... Okay. Alright. Okay, that's good. So you can see our lips are defined at the moment. Maybe when we smooth them, they still look pretty good. We can go in and add more geometry later to better define the lip. See what our nose looks like smoothed. Okay, we're gonna have to do a little more work on the nostrils. So let's go to flat shading and tap in edit mode on our nose, and let's grab this guy out, create more of a flare on the nostril, and let me grab this up and scale it down. Or actually, we're going to have to scale that up. Let's press O to get into proportional editing and scale up. I don't know why it's not doing that. Does proportional editing not work on scale? I guess it doesn't. Okay, so we're going to have to move these by grabbing them. We're going to have to make this larger, because right now the nostril is pretty small. But when we add in our subdivision surface modifier near the end, it will look better. Okay, and there, get that. We might have to take more time with our nose. It's looking pretty bad right now, I have to say. Might just have a case of needing more geometry. Did make it pretty low poly, which again is good. Okay, that's looking better. Let's save this. Okay, so let's just duplicate this eye in the eyelid, or in the iris. Shift D to duplicate, and let's bring it over here just so that we have two eyes on our model. Even though they're temporary, it still helps to give us a feel of how our model is going to look. So that's looking pretty good. Okay, Let's move this. Just O to get out of proportional editing. We have some intersecting vertices right there, so let's fix that. Okay, that's good. Okay, so we have to keep in mind that each of these parts are going to be combined. So we have to, let's look at it. Let's look at what we have right now. We have, on the nose, we have this edge, this edge, this edge. Okay, so we're going to need a whole nother edge, or we're going to have to delete an edge. So that's what's important. We need all the edges to have a partner. That's how you get good edge flow. So this nose right now, as I said before, this edge, or these two edges, and then this edge and this edge doesn't have a partner. It could be this, but it's not very good. So why don't we move this into a place where it'll line up with that, and then we can go ahead and find this edge a partner. So it could be that. So we just move it and tweak the vertices so that go back into perspective view to make sure you're not doing anything strange. Just the overall shape. And that should be fine. It shouldn't be too bad. Okay, something we need to do with our nose is give it a little more geometry. So we're going to do Control R and hover over this edge and give that a little more geometry so that we can better define things, because right now things are not being defined, such as the flare of the nostrils and this inward curve that noses have. Adding in this loop will just give us a little bit more freedom to do that and not have to worry about changing so much of the shape. Just little bit smaller details now. Okay, so that looks good. Okay, so now let's go ahead and see where else we're going to have to be joining. So our eye is going to be joined with this bridge right here. So this is going to pair up. These are going to pair up. What is this guy parenting to? Nothing. So we need to position these somehow to fit that. It's going to be interesting though. Okay. And this edge will go back to there. Yeah, connecting this eye is going to be interesting. These guys will connect. We're going to have to add in a loop right here so that this edge and this edge can line up. And okay, let's look at what we have going on at the chin. You have these here, here. I'm gonna have to Control R, add in another loop to get that. And there. And let's move this and Control R, add a loop so that we have those to combine. I guess we can combine those, that's not gonna be a problem. And actually we did already determine that we had all these lined up in the previous tutorial, so we don't have to go through that process again. Okay. Alright, now something we can also do is make a loop that goes from here around the back of the skull right there. Because right now, to create the back portion of the skull, we don't really have any geometry to do that. So we're going to have to go to top view on your front view, and that was an interesting sentence, and press E to extrude, and just kind of guesstimate where it should be. I guess that's good. You're gonna have to. Sorry, I can't hit B. There we go. And okay, because now what we can do, well, what we'll later do is join these vertices up, and we will have our guys ready to go. So let's see, this would pair that, and that with that, and that with that, and how are we going to do that? 5, 6. We will have to have a 3-corner vertice going like that to make that. So it's important to plan ahead before you go and connect everything, because it will save you a lot of time and a lot of just frustration when you try to join them, and sometimes when you try to join them, you can't join them. You find that either there's an edge loop missing, you know, somewhere where you already can't add more geometry, or something like that. So it's just important that you plan ahead in whatever you're doing, animation or modeling or anything of that sort. Because this is a pretty big process, or this is a pretty big step what we're going to do next. Okay, so come back for the next tutorial and I will show you the process of combining all of this mesh. Thank you for watching.